I'm Karlie Mueller, and I'm a member of the U20 Women's National Team, and I'm Soccer 605.
Hey soccer fans, Randy McKee here at Soccer 605, and I'm in the bleachers with a very special guest today, Karlie Mueller, a Sioux Falls native, a current Texas A&M standout, and recently got called up to the US Women's National Team and the U20 team. Karlie, thanks a lot for being with us today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, you know, as you would expect, a lot of us folks here in South Dakota are really proud of what you're accomplishing, and we wanted to get you here and just kind of talk about your soccer journey, because I think you've got a great story to tell.
Yeah, well, let's see. Starting out, I actually started playing soccer. I was just going to kindergarten and had to go in for my eye test that is required for starting school. And I couldn't read the big E with my left eye, and I was diagnosed with amblyopia, which is a rare eye disease, and so I had to wear an eye patch over my good eye to train my bad eye. And so my parents went out, just got a soccer ball, and they would put colors on the soccer ball, write words, and just mess around. And after just messing around with the ball, and I lived over by Tomar Park, so we'd go down there, and after that I told my parents, you know, I want to play soccer, I just want to try it for a year. And ever since, I mean, it's like, I love the game.
So as a youngster then, you probably got involved in the old Dakota Gold team. And who are some of the coaches you had during your Dakota Gold years?
My first years at Dakota Gold, I was with Tim Christian. Great guy, great coach, love him to death, owe so much to him. And I had Brandon Barkis, and just recently, my senior year of high school, had Ginger. Okay. So 3 awesome coaches, constantly pushing me to be my best, and I don't think I would be where I am without those 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, and you just mentioned 3 very, very good coaches, and you know, you had the real privilege too of when you're in high school to have Clay Glasgow for a coach, and you know, I just love the way Clay coaches his teams. They play real soccer there. Yes,
Clay, love Clay to death. He's an awesome person, awesome coach, just so much fun to be around. And with soccer, he knows his stuff. He gets to the point. I think he has really changed Roosevelt soccer, and I think they were able to prove that this past year, winning the state championship, and he's just really brought that team a long ways, and I'm really happy.
You know, the last time we had you on Soccer 605, you just had fallen short of making it. Everybody thought that year that you probably were going to make it at Roosevelt, but I thought in rewatching that interview that Carol did with you, I thought, well, what a gracious young woman. You know, you just lost your senior bid to go on, but you were very gracious about that. So there's a lot of character involvement there as well, isn't there?
Yeah, that state tournament, I will never forget that one. I mean, we went undefeated pretty much the entire season till the last game. I think everyone on the team was really hoping to bring home a state championship that year, and I mean, it happens. You win some, you lose some, and
yeah.
I think we all learned from that, and I'm glad that the underclassmen really turned it around this year and brought home what I think Roosevelt has been very deserving for the past couple of years.
That's been a very good team. I can't wait to see some of the matchups this year as the teams mature, and you know, some of these younger players that were in some of these other schools are going to be a little stronger. So I think it's going to be a really good high school year this year. So, you know, you don't make the leap immediately from Dakota Gold or Dakota Alliance or Roosevelt to a school like Texas A&M. There had to be something else involved, and I'm thinking that's probably Region 2 ODP.
Yeah, I mean, I played ODP my freshman year and was on the region team that year, and I think that really helped me develop as a player, just to be able to play with the best in the Midwest. And I think that really helped put my name out there and get some coaches looking at me. So I think that was a really good step in my development.
I know I've been on teams with the 84 boys when Dustin Kono made the Region 2 team, when Aaron Zendejas made the 88 team. You know, I call it getting a red shirt when you walk down there and get that red Region 2 ODP shirt. But I mean, that really opened up a lot of opportunities for those guys. I know.
Yep, I would agree with that completely. You know, I got my name out there. Coaches were like, "Oh, South Dakota, you know, that's different, like not normal," and I think that brought a little more attention and just really opened some doors for me and just other South Dakota players like Darby that was on the team that year, and you know, I just think it's really good for South Dakota for us players to be called up to the Region 2 team.
You know, and it's great, and you know, a lot of people don't understand that you know, the amount of time the ODP staff spends working with players, traveling around, taking time out of their busy schedules, and you know, it's a big commitment. I did it for a lot of years, so I understand the level of commitment those coaches have.
Yeah, exactly, and it's not like just a club team from around the same city, like it's an entire state, so you have to work to get everyone together and, you know, meet halfway and all that. So I think it's really, the players should be really grateful for all the coaches and the staff that put in time and effort to do that for those players.
You know, back when I had the 84 boys, I was talking to the Michigan coach, and they had an extremely good team. They were from all over Michigan, and literally they practiced every Friday night at midnight was the starting point of their training. So, I mean, there's commitment going on all over, and if there's a will, there's a way, that's for sure.
Yep, exactly.
So let's, Karlie, let's move ahead to Texas A&M, okay? And how did that whole thing come down? That's just an amazing program, you know?
Yeah. I think I was first seen by the coaches. I was playing in Las Vegas with a combined team with Toro Bravo and Illinois Fury. We had a combined team. We went to the Vegas showcase, and it's where Coach G and Phil and Lori all saw me, and they saw me again at regionals, and I was actually on my visit in Portland when my coach called me and was like, "Don't make a decision yet, like they really want you down at A&M for a visit." And so the next weekend we drove down to Texas, and I knew right away that's where I wanted to be. It's such an amazing environment. We have great team chemistry. The coaches are awesome. The school it's a great school, well known, really good program, good facilities. Everything about that place is just perfect. It's perfect for me.
Have you picked your major yet?
I was an education major, but I just changed my major to allied health. So going down the health area, but not quite sure what I want to do with that yet, possibly nursing or physical therapy or something.
Cool. Well, I always thought that was so unfair to make a young person try to decide what they're going to do the rest of their life other than be involved in soccer, of course.
Yep.
So as you move now into that respected Division I program as a very, very good youth player, what kind of adjustments did you have to make to start moving into that starting lineup and start getting all those minutes?
I think the biggest adjustment was the speed of play, and just adjusting to that. And I think another thing was also, you know, being a freshman, you're the youngest on the field. You're going to be the youngest always, and just being able to compete against those collegiate players that have been playing for 2-3 years. And I mean, a girl on my team was 23 years old, and I went into school as an 18-year-old. So there's like a big age difference and just experience, and just that and speed of play was really the two things that I noticed. And those are pretty easy to adjust to after a while. You get used to it, and just playing in that environment makes you a better player.
Yeah, I remember going in, you know, the one thing as a freshman going in, those upperclassmen, until they get to trust you and know you, really aren't very friendly, are they?
Yeah, it's always the freshman's fault, but everyone has to go through it. So
yeah, well, that's another good character builder.
Yeah.
So looking at life in Texas, going to a great school, playing in a great college program, what are some of the things that you really like, not just about soccer, but about Texas A&M?
I just think, the spirit and the support that we all get. The 12th man is very well known around the country, and people may think it's just, like overdone, or it's just like that on TV, but no, it truly is the 12th man all the time. Everyone is there supporting each other all the time, every sport. It's just a very friendly and supportive, just really cool place to be at. So.
Yep. All right. Well, big news here a while back, and we're hearing you're called up to the women's national team, the U20 team, and just doing a little background on it. That's nothing new to Texas A&M. They've had something like almost 40 players called up out of their program.
Yep, they've had quite a few called up to camps. They've had a couple go to U20 World Cups, and actually this year, two of my teammates got called up. One, Shea Groom, called up to the U23s, and Karlie Mueller got called up to the U20 Canadian team. So.
Wow, that's just so awesome.
Yeah.
So, how'd that thing all come down?
Well, it was in my spring season. I'm just there at practice, and my coach comes up to me, Phil Stevenson, and he says, Karlie, I thought you had a really amazing spring, and so I put together this highlight video of you, and I sent it in to Michelle French, the U20 national team coach, and he's like, so I sent that in, and we'll just see what happens. And then soon enough in May, he called me, and he's like, you're never gonna believe the email I just got. You're getting called up to the national team, go to Sweden, and so basically I owe a lot to Phil Stevenson, really putting my stuff out there and doing that for me, and it's just really, really awesome to have a coach that's willing to do that.
Well, it is, but the bottom line is you're the one that did all the work, right?
Yeah.
Well, so that immediately I can't even fathom, but I'm sure you got a few butterflies in your stomach about the minute you heard about that.
Yeah, it was really exciting. I was surprised, so many emotions, but very, very blessed to be able to have that opportunity.
So did they get together then and train the players quite a bit before you went to Sweden?
No, actually we didn't. When we went to Sweden, it was the team training camp, so we were there for 10 days. We trained a week. We had 2 days, 1 day, and just trained throughout the week, and then at the end of the week we played the Sweden U20s and the U23s.
And you got a full half in both those matches?
Yep, started the second half in both of those games.
So they're probably at looking at how they're starting to do this through all the national teams and looking at building teams for the future. They're probably trying to give as many players as they can minutes, just so they see how they react in those international situations.
Yeah, I think throughout practice and training, it's basically all just a tryout. You're constantly competing for a spot on that team or a starting spot to get minutes, just like any other practice or training with a college or a club. But yeah, you have to work hard for minutes and playing time, and I think that's what's so great about those training sessions, because that just makes it even that more much more competitive.
Yeah.
So.
Do they give you after your trip? Did you get much feedback from the coaches on what they're looking for you to improve?
Yeah, we have. We had individual meetings at the end of the trip, and so I sat down with Michelle French, and she was just, she's like, it's your first trip, got your first cap under your feet. She's, she gave me some things that I need to work on, and I've been hearing the same stuff, from my college coaches, so it's good that it's the same thing. They're seeing the same things, and, giving me the same feedback on what I need to work on, and basically just kind of getting a feel of how I felt the first trip and that kind of stuff. So it went well, and I got invited back to the team camp in Portland coming up here shortly. So I think they thought I did well.
Well, if they invite you back,
Yeah.
that's always a great sign. So
Yeah.
that was going to be my next question. So what's next? So you're going to Portland. They're going to be training, probably getting ready for another set of matches somewhere.
Yeah, we'll head up to Portland July 2nd through July 11th, and we'll train for a week, and then we're going to play a professional team out of Portland, and then a boys club team. And so that'll be that camp. And then there's another camp in August in California at the Home Depot Center. And we would play Japan. They would come over for 2 friendlies, so 2 more international games. But you never know when you're going to get invited, so you just got to take it one camp at a time. So
how do you, you're probably, making a lot of new friends in the national team, and a lot of players in your same situation are playing at college. And how do you juggle college, or how do you anticipate juggling college with national team duties?
I haven't really, there's a couple girls on the team who experienced that this past year. Carrie Riccaro, she plays at Notre Dame. She actually went to the U20 World Cup last fall in Japan, and so she missed the first month of her college career. And I had talked to her a little bit, and she said, it was tough because I missed school and missed the first couple games, but she's doing what she loves, and she's representing her country. And so I think it's all worth it to do that.
When U.S. Soccer calls, you don't say no.
Exactly.
Well, Karlie, I'm going to kind of work toward a closing here. And, one of the things, and, you are hearing this every place you go, I'm sure how proud we all are of you. And, I know there's a young player out there right now who's looking at this, who's wishing every night when she goes to bed, God, I wish I could do that. And you probably have some good insight on what those young players should be doing right now to be where you are.
Yeah. I think you just need to work hard, treat every practice and every game like it's your last. You never know who's watching, so constantly be working hard, have a good attitude, have a smile on your face, love what you're doing. Do stuff on your own. You need to do the stuff that, act like no one's watching. You never know. And also, more on the soccer side, I would say you need to be versatile with your positions. I think that really helped me because I was playing forward and got recruited as an outside back. And I think that is very important for players to be able to play all over the field. And like I said, just work hard, have a good attitude about everything, and just respect your coaches. They are the ones that will help you. They are there for you, and if this is what you want, you got to go for it.
And you're exactly right. Over my career, I've seen hundreds, maybe thousands of players, and you're probably the perfect example of what to do. And so, I hope the players are paying attention to what you have to say, because there's nobody with more cred right now than you.
Yeah, I hope so too.
All right. Well, Karlie, thanks very much for spending a little time with us this morning. And I especially want to thank University of Sioux Falls for letting us use their great stadium here for our segment of In the Bleachers. And Karlie, we're going to be paying attention to you. I imagine it's going to be harder and harder to get you on video, but we'll be on the phone with you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks for watching In the Bleachers on Soccer 605.